going on, every Dogman Dan here? We are in Warframe, the Glass Gambit, update 19.8.0. Some interesting stuff here. Take it at face value, I guess. So the first thing up, there's a new Arcwing melee mod. If anyone is interested, it's called Astral Autopsy. It's actually picked up through Samaras in the relays. And basically it performs a codec scan of an enemy on a melee kill. It can be equipped on your Arcwing melee weapon. Honestly, for me, that's pretty useless at this point, because unless they ever allow us to remove the current movement mechanic, or turn off the current movement mechanic, if you will, I really have no intention of going back to Arcwing. I've done it once or twice since they changed that mechanic, and it just gets me too nauseated, even with doing some settings to slow it down, whatever. It's just, yeah, I can't fix it. I can't deal with it. And I know that they said it in the dev stream that they're looking into making some changes to it, or giving us the option to turn it off, which honestly they should never have put it on in the first place, but that's just my personal opinion. But, you know, I'll hold out and see when that happens. We're more likely to see Arcwing missions show up inside of sorties before we get the opportunity to turn off the movement system. Moving on. Speaking of sorties, there's been some changes to it, and I'm not really sure what I want to think about this one as of yet. So the new Anisea Ayatin sculpture is now in the sorties. Brand new sculpture that replaces the 2000 Endo reward. Whoopee! So it starts off at a value of 2000 Endo, and then when you obviously add in the little pieces to it, I can't remember what the hell they're called. Little crystal things, whatever those fucking Ayatin things are. You get you can make it worth more than 2000 Endo. Which begs the question of, when you add those extra things in, is it still less than 4,000 Endo? Because there's still a 4,000 Endo reward sitting in there, which would now make less sense if this sculpture gets you more than 4k Endo and there's a 4k Endo reward. Duh. Anyway, moving on, I don't really know. They added in the Kuva Fortress Assault and Infested Salvage missions to the sortie mix. Woohoo! So now we get to do even longer grindy missions that nobody wants to do. Yeah. Sortie missions can now be placed on nodes that may already have an active real-time mission. Who cares? Implemented sortie generation logic that ensures the mission selected won't weigh too heavy on endless variants. Yeah, because now you added the Kuva Fortress Assault and Infested Salvage, which are pretty much feel like endless anyway, because they take so for long through a timed mission to get through. Just saying. And they fixed a couple of Corpus Lua nodes that the tile sets were incorrectly pointing to the Grenier variant. You know, I don't even know what to say. I mean, they say their numbers show a spike in people playing the sorties since the War Within. Well, no shit, because you put in Riven mods and people wanted to play with Riven mods, but you fucked up the Riven mods so bad that nobody wants to really play it anymore, so your numbers are skewed. And of course, you guys on consoles, you just got your first, you know, chance to play with it, so of course the sortie missions for you are going to grind up there in terms of numbers of people playing it, because everybody wants to try to get those Riven mods that are all fucked up. Moving forward. Health bar changes. So when an enemy or ally becomes invulnerable, you'll now have a gray health bar with a little icon that denotes that you're invulnerable. Moving on. Apparently, they added at the mastery rank test, when it becomes available, you'll get actually a notification pop-up in your landing craft. If you're not capable of seeing the original way of doing it, where your player profile would just blink like you're ready to take the test. Just saying. Excavation power cells now have a unique minimap icon for anyone using Loot Radar. You can now drag a mod on your upgrade screen, and if it fits a polarity, it'll light up green, and if it doesn't, it'll light up red. Woohoo! These are the additions that we get in the update. Big, big update. And Nidus's alternate helmet can now be picked up during alerts. The Snow Day Showdown is done in Conclave, and they'll have a new one that's similar coming soon, just FYI. Okay, a couple changes here to talk about. So new spawn locations for Iot and sculptures in all levels. Okay, so we just look a little bit more for them. Here we go. Secura Lecta, the changes that were made here. So credit boost function on it. This is a big one. You could originally, before they made these changes, get up to 11.6 times credits from kills. Now with this change, it now scales with your mastery rank, and they nerfed the shit out of it. So at mastery rank 8, you can get an average of 2 times credits per kill. And at mastery rank 18, you can get an average of 4 times credits from kills, which is capped. So the max you'll ever get is 4 times the amount of credits. No other changes were made to the synergies like Chroma's effigy, etc. Only the weapon credit boosting functionality has been touched. So, they pretty much nerfed it. Took it from 11.6 times credit kills to up to 4 times credit kills at max mastery rank of level 18, where they've capped it. What is going on? I have no idea right now. But, oh, hey, they removed the credit cost from Maru's items and endo conversion. Okay. They increased the drop chance of mods from the Ogmas. You can now shoot the Mine Osprey drone drops, which you couldn't before, but you can now shoot them after they've dropped. In mission challenges that require killing with a weapon that will no longer appear if you actually can't do it. So if you have like a sword alone challenge and you're not using a sword, or you don't have a sword equipped, apparently you won't be able to do it. So they'll give you a different one now. Okay, I'm okay with that, I guess. They removed the secondary kills challenge from Arcwing, since there are no secondary weapons in Arcwing. Change the Howl of Kubro quest phase description. So instead of wait for your Kubro to mature, you can now incubate and mature a Kubro, since it has been done to the point where you can manually mature your Kubros. Let's see. They tweaked Frost's Snow Globe to improve visibility in dark lit areas and reduces the density of which can block your view. Some elemental effects changes to Oma, mostly noticeable when hostlered. Remutus. Let's see here. Remove Lotus's job well done. Voiceover at the end of the second dreams. Message of the day. In player hosted dedicated servers is now limited to only 128 characters. J3 Jordas Golem's weak points in the Jordas verdict will now only activate after the Golem has been purged at each new perch. This fixes being unintentionally able to bypass nerves and kill Golem, so you get to grind it a little bit longer than before. As well, Volt's Discharge no longer causes damage to Golem's weak points in the Jordas verdict. This was allowing nerves to be destroyed without completing the prerequisite puzzles. Okay, the grind gets a little bit longer on something that nobody really wants to do, because it's not worth the reward. Just saying. I may seem negative, and I'm not negative. I don't understand what some of this stuff is. I mean, it just, we're not moving in the direction that I would like to see it moving in. It just doesn't seem, I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, some of this stuff just does not make any logical sense at this point. Let's add a new mod that nobody's going to use because nobody wants to play that mode because you fucked the mode up. Let's change stuff on sorties to make it even worse than it was, not actually fix the issues. And yeah, nobody wants to play sorties. Fuck all about Riven mods. Health bar changes? That's a big change, yeah, because we all need to see when somebody's invulnerable. That's what, 1 less, 2 less bullets I'm going to shoot now. Woohoo. Anyway, yeah, so there's some other stuff, of course, and fixes that were made. I'll have it posted on the Nog community website, as I always do. If you're interested in finding out more about it, or if you have questions or comments or anything, please do feel free to leave them below. I'm not trying to be dodgy or negative or anything like that. I don't see some of the stuff that's going on in here as positive. I just don't see some of the stuff as a positive direction in terms of things. At least not this particular update. Anyway, I'll catch you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in.